Do you believe in adultery of the mind? What do I mean by adultery of the mind? What I mean is, I do not believe that human beings are naturally monogamous. I believe human beings are naturally polyamorous. Monogamy is a social construct. We share more in common with our primate relatives, the bonobos. Bonobos live in tight-knit community structures, and they're very promiscuous. You have groups of bonobos just mating with each other, male, and there's also homosexuality in bonobo culture. You have bonobos having sex with whatever, female, male, male on male, female on female. It doesn't matter. It's all about pleasure. And they're a very peaceful species of creature. They live in harmony, but they live in these tight-knit groups, these very tribal, kind of like small cultural like groups of being that is makes it possible. Then you have gorillas, you have chimpanzees, which is like the opposite. It's more of a more actually we have in common, I would think, with gorillas, and when it comes to our primate relatives, they have more of a monarchy type system where the alpha male gets to mate with all the females, and all the sigma males, all the ones that are lesser than, don't get to mate with the other females. And if they try to mate with the other females, the alpha male will come in and attack. And so there's violence. There's violence that stems out of that. So bringing it back to my original question, adultery of the mind. See, we've set up a social structure, a social community, where it's all about private property. And because it's all about private property, we don't live in tight-knit communities. We don't live in communities. We don't have like tribal structures like the greater than us bonobo society. We share more in the lesser primates, the gorilla, right? The violence. We share more in common with the violence, right? We're more violent. That's how we set things up. And so, as a result of how we set things up, my question is adultery of the mind. Adultery of the mind. Since monogamy is so fucking important, how do people feel about adultery of the mind versus actually acting out and cheating on your spouse, which creates so much problem? problems.